Hi, this is Sonia from An Enthusiastic Reader, and today I'm doing a tag video. It was not tagged as far as I know, but I thought I'd give it a try. It's from Ranierbooks, and if you haven't seen his channel, he has such great thoughts about a whole wide variety of different kinds of fiction. The first question is, what cameras do you use for your videos? And I just use my iPhone. I have an iPhone 8. It's not the best. I would love to have a better camera, but I think this is fine. It works for my purposes. I do have an SLR camera, but I can never know if it's in focus, and it's so frustrating to me that I just don't bother with it. So the iPhone works great. Why not use the technology I have? Number 2 is, speaking about filming and being your own director, do you have a favorite film director? There are so many great film directors. I really love movies, but the one I thought of to talk about is Mike Leigh. The movie directed by Mike Leigh stars Timothy Spall, and he was so good embodying this very unpleasant man who makes lots of noises with his mouth, and really the worst manners and the worst disposition and the greatest paintings. And it's a little bit of a love story and story about the artists that were in Britain at the time. And the whole movie itself is like a painting. It's just, it's a beautiful, beautiful movie. It's really one of my favorites, and I highly recommend it. Number 3 is, what microphone do you use, and what software do you use to edit the videos? I have the Adobe Creative Suite for my other projects, so I have Premiere Pro as part of that software package, and so I do use that. I know I don't use it to the extent of its abilities. There are so many things you can do in that program that I don't really know how to do. I wasn't really trained to edit videos, so my skill and talent is negligible, but I do like the flexibility that that program gives me, and since I'm paying for it anyway, I might as well use it. I don't use a microphone, but I do want to get a microphone. I think that would help make my videos sound better. Number 4, do you remember the first record that you bought or received as a gift? No, I don't. My sister and I had a record player when I was a kid, so we had a ton of kids' records, and we listened to those. And then my parents had this huge record collection. My dad was a musician, and he collected records. So I don't think we were allowed to listen to those records on our little turntable. He had a kind of a higher end. It was like the most treasured item in the house, and we weren't supposed to touch it. But we listened to so many kids' records, like Danny Kaye singing Hans Christian Andersen songs, and I don't know, we had The Rescuers. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember the Disney movie The Rescuers, but we had the album that like acted out the entire movie pretty much. It was just the sound from the movie, and we knew every line in that movie, and we knew every song, and there were many, many more. I know we listened to Folsom Prison Blues of Johnny Cash, so don't remember the first album. I remember the first 45 that I bought on my own as a teenager, and that was Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive. I was very much into the music of the time. A lot of disco was kind of right when I was 13-ish. It was the whole music scene was kind of based around that I was exposed to. So that was a fun question. How do you prepare your videos? Talking points, a detailed script, or just talking? It's kind of a mix. I don't do a script, but I do attempt to think about what I'm going to say before I say it, and then it doesn't always work out, and I usually will forget half the things I wanted to say when I'm making the videos because I get nervous that I'm talking too long, or I still haven't hit that sweet spot of just being able to sit down and just talk and talk and talk and then make sure I say everything I want to. But I think I need to make more videos on a regular basis instead of kind of freezing up and only doing one a month. That's not really helping me. Number 6, TV shows have become a thing of our time. Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, Netflix, HBO, and Amazon. What are your favorite TV shows ever? Name a maximum of 3. Whenever I hear a booktuber say, I don't watch television, I just read all the time, I don't have time for television, or I don't think it's good, or anytime I hear someone talk about television, I feel like this shame because we watch television all the time. My husband and I have been watching television together since 1983. So we watch tons and tons of TV. Last year, we rewatched all of St. Elsewhere. We watched 16 seasons of Survivor, plus all our regular shows. I mean, we watch a ton of TV together. So that's kind of what we do when he's just trying to decompress from his very stressful job, and it's just our time to get together and do that. Right now, we just started a rewatch of Battlestar Galactica, and on top of all the news we watch, that's how I spend a lot of time. So I only ended up reading 72 books because I'm watching a lot of television. Anyway, the answer to the question is, I'm going to say The Leftovers, which is an HBO series, and it's based on the book by Tom Perrotta. And I love the book, but I think the TV show takes it so much farther. And the reason I really like it is because it's very emotional. It's beautifully filmed. It's very innovative in terms of its subject matter and how they handle it. And also, it's just it's kind of a metaphor for everything we've been going through, I think, since 9/11. Just these constant public traumas that we are all forced to reckon with. And now with the pandemic, kind of layered on top of the premise of The Leftovers, which is that suddenly 2% of the world's population just disappear. And now we're kind of living that out, although we do know why people are disappearing, because they're dying. But the show speaks to what we're going through in terms of grief. That's mostly a show about grief and about dealing with insurmountable obstacles. So that's the answer I chose. There are so many TV shows that I love that I could talk about this forever. Number 7, what kind of BookTube videos do you prefer to watch and why? Reviews, wrap-ups, vlogs, book hauls, tag videos, or I really love watching vlogs. I haven't been watching as many as I really like to watch, but I love the art form of the vlog, and I just feel like I'm entering into somebody's life for a few minutes and getting to just see how they live. And maybe I've always been a person that likes watching that kind of thing. And I think that's why I like TikTok so much, is that there are a lot of people on TikTok who are just talking about their lives, telling stories about things that happened to them. And I really love storytelling, and I really love hearing people talk about their lives and their relationships and their pitfalls. And so I do like vlogs. I also like wrap-ups a lot because I feel like I get exposed to a lot of different types of books that way, and TBRs too. Even if people don't read their TBRs, who cares? I love seeing what they thought they might like to read, so I really enjoy that. As far as reviews go, I don't watch a lot of reviews. I don't want to be influenced in some way by what was said in the review. I don't want it to tell me I should or shouldn't read the book. I really don't ever watch negative. Like when somebody is just tearing something apart, I just choose to move on because I just think there's enough terrible things happen, and I just don't like people getting their feelings hurt. And that sounds so sappy, but it's hard. I don't want to be a part of that discussion necessarily. Now, fair criticism is fair criticism, and that's different. But if it's a video that's just meant to denigrate something, I just move on. All right, number 8, watching TV was probably a part of all of our childhoods. Oh, yes. These years it has become less popular. Oh, no. What kind of a media user are you? I mean, I am on the internet all the time. We're watching television all the time. I listen to music on Spotify all the time. I am watching BookTube videos all the time. I feel like I'm constantly engaging with the outside world, and probably too much. It's just an interesting time we're living in, but I do feel like I have made a lot of good relationships with people I've never met online, and good friendships, and it's just a way of expressing myself that I don't have another outlet for. So I use all media all the time. That's it for this video. Thank you so much, Ranierbooks, for creating it. And I'm not tagging anyone. I think every single person that I know and follow has already done it. But if you are a person who hasn't done it, you should do it. It's fun. It gets you kind of thinking about why and how you use media and what we're doing here on BookTube. So that's all I have to say for now. I will see you in the next video, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.